Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to cut the rest of this log into boards. This is that same log I took the 4x4s out of, and a couple other things I took out of that. And that right there is the scary project. I've got to cut that right in the middle, over that, where it's laid over that little ditch valley thing. I'm kind of spooked about it, so I'll save that till last. That way, if I do get hurt or something, you know, it's about, I'd say it's 1 o'clock right now. If I were to have done it at 9 o'clock this morning and gotten hurt and pinned under that thing, my wife, when I tell her that I'm going out here to work, she doesn't expect me home until just about dark. I mean, you know, which is maybe about 6:45 this time of year. And so, you know, at least if I get trapped here in a couple hours, I'll only be out here, you know, 3 or 4 hours or something like that before somebody starts coming and looking for me. So you got to think ahead about stuff like that. You know, you hope it don't happen, and chances are it won't, but man, you just never know. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cut these boards up. I'll probably just film cutting one board to save my battery for actually nailing them on the shed. We've all seen the, you know, milling the lumber before, so I know some of you really like watching it. That's why I always try to include at least, you know, one clip of milling the lumber if I'm out here doing it. So and in the future, when I actually start framing the house and cutting, you know, 2x8s and 2x6s, 2x4s, stuff like that, I'll probably film a whole bunch of that and then put it all together in, you know, a 30 or 45 minute video of just, you know, cutting all kinds of lumber. So I'm gonna cut 1/2 inch boards for the roof. Maybe. There we go. Half-inch boards are real easy to measure out and cut because that's as far down as this jig will go. And I found that this guide is really pretty accurate. If you just line this rail up just underneath the mark you want to cut at it, it does a pretty good job of keeping it straight. This thing hadn't been started in a while. This is the only bad thing about having a big honking saw like this, is it's not entirely fun to try to start. It does have a decompression switch, but that only works about halfway through the pull. Okay, I didn't get it tightened down good enough. The jig started working its way up. Now stay down. Now that's never happened before, so I don't know how that's going to affect the rest of it, because it's like almost an inch thick down. See what that did. Anyways, that's as thin as the timber jig will cut. Now that's pretty thin. I don't know if when this dries out it's going to crack all the pieces or what, but I'd rather find out on the shed than the interior of my house, because this is what I'm planning on sheeting the interior of my house with. I think all this stuff will look pretty neat on the walls. Well, I just had a thought. I know, surprising, huh? A lot of you have been after me, wanting me to use the slabs for something, which, you know, I don't really understand because around here there's lots of sawmills and stuff, and all those sawmills just give away their slabs. You go up there with a truck and trailer and just load them yourself, and all you can take they'll just give you, and most everybody around here just cuts them up for firewood. So, but what I thought about was, since these boards are so thin, you know, maybe I could just drag some of these slabs down to the shed and just cut off, you know, slab off some boards off of these slabs. I would never, you know, want to cut like a 1-inch board or 1.5 or 2-inch, you know, 2x8 or anything out of a slab, because you're getting way too close to the sapwood. But for this, I think it'll work pretty good. So let's try to do that. Okay. Well, I know it's kind of weird, but I'm gonna try to drag all these slabs up there with my little lawnmower. My little Ghetto Fabulous lawnmower. This is what I use to get around in the woods and also to mow grass with, so it's what I've got, so it's what I use. And I've got this little cart that I got at Tractor Supply. It's rated to haul 1,200 pounds. So I've got it hooked on there, and I'll just hook a strap to the back and see if I can't drag some slabs. Okay, here's how I got this sucker hooked up here. see if we can tear something up. That's 2 slabs, so it should be able to pull that. I can't see very well, so we'll see if I can get it or not. Alrighty, well, we made it. Oh boy. Let's see what these slabs will actually do. It seems like most of the time at one end it gets real thin, like almost down to the bark, so I don't know how good they'll be for making lumber, but we'll try it out. Normally, you know, it's just everybody keeps telling me to do something with them. It's just, you know, there's not much you can do with them when one end is 3 inches thick, but the other end is only 1/4 of an inch thick, and it's just bark. You know, if it's not a full 8-foot section, then I really can't use it to build much. I mean, not, you know, buildings and such. Maybe some kind of furniture or something if you let it dry out a couple of years. But let's see what it'll do. Okay, I've got this slab set up across my little shed building here, so let's see what... It's not too bad. It's kind of more difficult working with these slabs a little bit. Man, you'd think it was the other way around, but the big logs kind of stay put, stay where you want them to stay. Alright, well, we got the first couple of roof boards on here. How much sawdust that made. That was just cutting one board. This second board right here, well, the sun. Let me climb up this ladder. Okay, this second board right here in the front is that one we messed up on when the timber jig came kind of loose. But I think it'll still be okay. See that gap right there? Well, I mean, there's not, the point is there's not a gap. It fits good and tight. I can't see the screen to see what I'm filming, so. But anyways, there she be. And then what I'll do is, there's like a rot hole here. I'll just fill that in with caulking. I think that's about it for today. I've still got about an hour and a half of cleaning up and picking up all my tools and all that kind of jargon, but I think it looks kind of neat. I'm going to go walk up the hill a little bit and see if I can't see it any better. Yeah, a little bit. Okay, also, the way you nail these is you put, you'd have to nail down the first one at the bottom. But you don't put a nail into this first board up here. You wait until you get your second board overlapped, and then you put a nail through both. And then obviously you don't nail up here. And then when you get your other board set on top here, you put a nail down through both. And basically that's about it until you get to the last one. Then you'll nail the outside edge of it. But other than that, I've got 3 nails holding this backboard on. Which, if you know anything about oak, you know that once you drive a nail into it, as it shrinks and dries, and even immediately, if you try to pull that nail back out, you're not going to be able to. So, and then I've got 4 in this second one. Well,